The City of Neenah is pleased to provide video recordings of City Council meetings. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I'd like to call to order the City of Neenah Common Council meeting for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. The first item on the agenda is the roll call. Please indicate your presence on your roll call device, and the clerk will call the roll.
Alderman Bruno?
Yes.
Here. Erickson?
Here.
Linsky?
Present.
Ellis?
Here.
Steiner?
Here. Here.
Lundrum?
Here.
Weber?
Here.
And Council President Borchert.
Here.
Alderman Ellis will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There are no appointments this evening, so moving on to item 3. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of approval of the council minutes and proceedings of the August 6th, 2025 regular session? Any objection to unanimous consent? Seeing none, those council minutes and proceedings are approved. The next item on the agenda, there are 2 public hearings this evening. The first is consideration of a special use permit 2-25 request by IREIT, Neenah Fox Point LLC, on behalf of Mill Brew Holdings LLC for a drive-through restaurant, 7 Brew drive-through coffee on property located at 828 Fox Point Plaza. So I will open that public hearing. Is there anyone here who would like to speak during that public hearing? Anyone here would like to speak on that particular item? Anyone? Seeing no one, I will close that public hearing and move on to the next item, consideration of a special use permit 3-25 request by Shattuck Neenah LLC on behalf of New Springs Christian Academy, the applicant, to construct an outdoor play area associated with a private school on property located at 600 Elm Street. Is there anyone here who would like to speak during the public hearing on that item? Please come forward and state your name and residential address.
Thank you. My address is 604 Elm Street. I'm the president of New Springs Christian Academy, and I just wanted to make myself available for any questions that we may have. Last week we were in the Planning Commission meeting, and they had several different questions, so I wanted to be available in case anyone here has questions.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on that particular item? Anyone? Seeing no one, I will close that public hearing and move on to the Plan Commission report from the August 12th, 2025 meeting pertaining to the public hearings, and turn that over to Alderman Steiner.
Thank you, Mayor. Minutes can be found on the city website. Item number 1, Commission recommends council approve special use permit 2-25, a special use permit for a drive-through coffee business located at 828 Fox Point Plaza, subject to the conditions of the approval letter, and I will so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Steiner, seconded by Alderman Pulno. Is there any discussion on this item? Any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
Item number 2, Commission recommends council approve special use permit 3-25, a special use permit for a playground located at 600 Elm Street, subject to the conditions of the special use review letter, and I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Steiner, seconded by Alderman Ellis. Is there any discussion on this item? Any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda is the public forum. This is the opportunity to speak before the council on any topic of interest to the council. You're allowed 5 minutes to speak on any topic. Is there anyone who would like to speak in the public forum?
Good evening. My name's Kate Hancock Cook, and I live at 216 Bosworth Court. And I'm going to speak as a member of the public, and then I'm going to speak as a member of the county board. The topic for my public portion is that I'm also a member of the Planning Commission here in the city of Neenah. I was not at the last meeting, but the previous meeting where we talked about refurbishing the fire department and the work that's going to be done on the corner of Tuller and Breezewood, Bell Street. And it seemed to me it's a perfect opportunity for us to be looking at potential solar panels for that place to make it so that you don't end up paying for electricity after 10 years. We have solar panels on the city garage. But they are a very, very much older model than is available now. This kind of new construction opportunity is exactly where we should be looking at potentially putting some kind of sustainable energy system, and solar would go well on those roofs and in that area behind the building. I don't know what department would manage that, but I just wanted to bring it up to the whole council that this is the kind of a project where you start looking at that, because we know that energy is not going to get cheaper. It's already getting more expensive. And we can see that this is a really good opportunity for the city to look at that. And again, I would just ask you to direct your departments to look at that. So now I will move into, hi, my name's Kate Hancock Cook, and I'm your District 7 Supervisor for the County Board. And I'm here to talk to you about the plan that was presented last night, or the discussion we had, not a plan, about a county sales tax option. And so if we can bring up the presentation, I know you guys probably got it sometime today.
I did send it out via email to all the aldermen this afternoon.
I am not an expert in this in any way. I just watched the presentation that was given last night, but I wanted to make sure you guys got the information hot off the press from the county executive. And the way that what happened, or the mechanism of what happened, is that one of the county board members, who happens to be the vice chair, proposed a resolution, not an ordinance, a resolution to consider a county sales tax, and put that in the agenda for yesterday's meeting. So it came out about 9 days before that. And then, as stimulated by that, the county executive's office thought that they should put together a presentation on what that would mean, and what the good things are and what the bad things are, and what it could mean to the county. And that was the presentation that was given last night. And prior to that, though, the county, the resolution was withdrawn from the agenda by the person who submitted it. We still had the discussion, which was great, and we had a lot of public comment. But so that resolution was withdrawn. I don't know if it will be proposed next for the next agenda. Everybody keep your eyes open. We'll see what happens. But that's what happened last night. So nothing was passed, nothing was voted on. We just discussed it. And the slides that I think are important for us to be looking at. Oh, I wrote on them, and then I wrote it down over there. Slide 4, if we get to slide 4, talks about the pros of a county option sales tax, that non-residents who spend money in Winnebago County don't pay for the services they're using, so we are effectively subsidizing that use. Large-scale events in the county, such as the EAA or Life Fest, generate large economic benefits, but no revenue benefits to cover the increased service costs of the county that come with having those events. Our residents pay county sales tax in almost every other county in the state other than Waukesha, so we are one of 2 counties that do not have a county tax. It could provide meaningful top property tax relief for those on including for those on fixed incomes. Sales tax is a consumption tax. The more you spend, the more you pay. And sales tax revenues may grow faster than the net new construction and create revenue sources to fund future costs to continue. So that's what was presented as a pro. The cons are the next slide. Sales tax is a regressive tax, meaning it hurts poorer people with less income more by making goods more expensive. And we remember groceries, for the most part, are not taxed, but soda is. There's some grocery pockets that are. So it will make stuff a little bit more expensive. Provides the county with additional revenue, which could enable less responsible future boards to grow the size of Winnebago County government. So that's a possibility. Sales tax revenues can decrease with economic downturns, as states like Florida that completely rely on their sales tax see a lot of shifts in their government income, and that can cause you to cut county services. So the next slide that I thought would be important, because I don't want to take up your entire night, is for us to look at slide number, that would be 8. 8 goes to what would it cost residents. There you go. So if you spent $75 on taxable groceries, it would be an increase of 38 cents. If you buy a used vehicle for $15,000, it would be $75 increase in the cost. If you watch the meeting, there's a lot of discussion. So the executive presented this and then answered lots and lots of questions. We had a lot of discussion about it. I don't know about you, but people in Oshkosh tend to forget that Neenah isn't totally focused on Oshkosh. Winnebago County totally focused on Oshkosh. And I said, those of us in Neenah pretty much don't come down to Oshkosh to shop. We go to Appleton, and so we're paying this tax already, only we're not seeing any benefit from it. I did kind of make a joke about that, and I do that a lot because they do certainly act like anything north of G doesn't exist. And I just want to highlight, this was, I hadn't done any math on this yet, so it is an impact, but it's not a massive impact on our incomes. And the relief, I can get to the slide that talks about what the tax relief is. I would say the next slide's of interest, potential uses for a county sales tax. It hasn't been written, so what we're going to apply it to. Property tax relief is certainly the #1 option. But balancing future fund budget without fund balance, we went into our fund balance $10 million last year for our budget. So there's a lot of slosh in those budgets. You don't know when money's coming in or if the grants are going to come in, but that's what they've been doing for quite some time. Debt service, I don't understand that, can't answer any questions on it. You guys probably know that a lot better than me. Local project funding is a possibility. Municipal revenue sharing is certainly included in the resolution that was submitted last night. 30% of the funds raised would be distributed to the county, to the towns and the cities. That was the proposal last night. That doesn't mean that's the final one. And then I would say that you would want to look at the example, which is 2 slides up. The example talking about a median home price of $297,000, and in the long run, if you did the property tax relief, you'd get $246 back or relief from your tax bill. It's not a huge amount, but it is an amount. And people, when we're worried about how we would spend this money, there's a lot of different options. And again, the resolution had one, but there are many potentials. So if you as a city, if you as an individual have an opinion on how you think this should go, please contact your county board supervisor and make sure. And when you contact the county board supervisor, you can do it by email or by phone. And you should also include the county board chair, just to make sure everybody knows who's communicating. And then I think the last parts of get into things I did not understand terribly well, and I have to do some homework on, but the last slide talks about long-term county financial needs, which we talk about a lot. I think you're probably aware that there's a huge need for maintenance, deferred maintenance, and master facilities plan, which is the third box from the left. We have a lot of buildings that we've been putting off maintenance on, and there's about a $65 million bill to get the buildings up to where they need to be. There's also a master plan that was presented a couple of months ago at the board, very interesting facilities master plan with proposals for multiple options. One of them is to create a larger campus, like a justice campus at the sheriff's office. There's room for that. We need to move the courthouse because the courthouse is so old. For various reasons, it's not a great place for us to have a courthouse right now. So there's possibilities of consolidating those, but that costs a lot of money to do. And it's a very large number in the facilities master plan. I can't remember it, but it scared me. Other long-term county financial needs include the fact that there is a loss in federal funding and additional mandates and cost increases coming in 2027 we're aware of. Aging population and increased service needs. We have a nursing home that we can't fully staff right now, where 66 beds 66 beds are not filled. We have a waiting list, and we can't fill it because we aren't paying high enough salaries for CNAs to come. So there's all this stuff, and then the last one is increasing demands for housing and economic development. We all are aware of the unhoused situation and that we need more housing. We need to be building that. How can we be doing that on the budget we have? How can we be doing it potentially with a slightly increase in this budget? So that's what we were shown last night. And again, I don't know if the resolution will come forward again at the next meeting or not. But please, if you have, as a group, please discuss what this means for Neenah. And what you think is in the best interests of the city of Neenah, and then as individuals, please contact your supervisors so they know what you want. And I'd be happy to answer the questions that I can answer, but when you get to debt service and stuff, I'm not going to be able to answer those questions. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you for your presentation to us. I appreciate that. Is there anyone on council who would like to discuss any of the presentation? I saw Dan's hand up first.
I didn't have questions at this point, but I just wanted to thank you very much for coming and providing that update. Really appreciate it. I know at any point I can look on the website or go to the meetings, but sometimes that can be challenging. So for you to come up and provide that is really helpful because you can feel a little disconnected at times. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alderman Palmer.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, thanks a lot, Kate. This is helpful coming forward. I was at that meeting last night. Couple things I just would like to point out. Vice County Chair Fowry was the one who brought this resolution forward, and the resolution was basically structured as a starting point to create a committee and then bring an actual ordinance back to about the actual sales tax and where they're going to split things and such. And Supervisor Fowry said they were definitely bringing back the ordinance they had last night to next month's meeting.
The resolution, not the ordinance.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, yep, resolution, got to keep those things straight. So, and in the resolution that they had put in front, a lot of the verbiage in there and discussion point was the UW Fox Valley campus and the maintenance costs that will be incurred as Winnebago County has taken ownership of it. It referenced, I think, $1.7 million. So I think that was a key factor, or at least it was listed in the resolution as a key factor of this.
I would say it was one of the whereases.
Yes.
And there are numerous ones.
Yeah.
And that was part of all, I think that the county executive was pretty clear that he wasn't looking at this as a solution to budgetary shortfalls.
Yeah, I wanted to make that clear that the county executive said he hadn't planned on putting this in his budget, that this was county supervisors had requested the presentation, which was good. I think he did a great job. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. If anybody has any more questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I will send you to somebody who understands debt service.
Thank you. Moving on, item 9, the regular Public Services and Safety Committee meeting August 12th was canceled, so there's no report. Next item is the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of August 11th. Chairman Steiner.
Thank you, Mayor. Minutes can be found on the city website. Committee recommends council approve the command staff stipend adjustment retroactively to July 1st, 2025 to be in line with the updated police union contract, and I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Steiner, seconded by Alderman Erickson. Discussion. Alderman Polno.
Thank you, Mayor. I think just to get a little more clarification, Director Fairchild, this is also, it's not just a stipend retroactive thing, correct me if I'm wrong, we're creating a new pay structure for the command staff moving forward. Is that fair to say, or is that correct? That was my understanding.
Yes, currently we apply a stipend based on a differential similar to the memo that you actually found and sent out based off of a 2014 stipend. We've been following that plan for several years. The problem is that at the end of the year, whenever we do salary adjustments and stipend adjustments, they actually lose pay in that very last pay period of the year, and it's always confusing. Why did my pay go down? I thought I got a pay raise. So what we want to do is create just a standard pay plan, basically applying the stipend into the base salary and creating it as a standard rate going forward.
And I think this is excellent. I just wanted to point it out for the rest of the council that, you know, and I sent that memo out to Alderman Erickson. She had a great question at Finance Committee, and I remember that discussion back when it was called the compression discussion, and it was very nuanced, very pithy, and for us to get to this where we have defined, you know, make it not cookie cutter easy, but a lot clearer for everybody, I think is an excellent step forward. I just wanted to point that out because maybe people didn't get that from the way it's written in this agenda.
Right, and we still will take this back to market when we do our market salary survey, just to see where everything is, see if maybe command staff can fit back into the pay plan, or if we need to continue with this course of action. But right now, because of our unions and command staff being so compressed together, this is the best course of action currently.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Alderman Ellis?
Thank you, Mayor. Mine is more of a comment as we start to navigate looking at the pay structures, not just for police, but for all the departments, and in particular the department heads. We've gone through this earlier in the year where we've been making some adjustments. We don't want to lose good people, you know, over a dollar issue solo. When I think back to the core of what makes Neenah so terrific, it's not the brick and mortar. It's the people that inhabit this building. Less us nine, as hard as we try to be good at what we do, but we're guests here for X number of years. But you are all the foundation. And with that being said, as you start to develop this new plan, I think it would be beneficial for the council, I know it would be for me, that through 26, 27, where we take a look at where we're looking to take, especially with the department heads, but also to be able to share with us, to educate us as to what the other communities are doing, where their world is at, financial and benefits, whatever that you might have. And then along with that, if we feel that there is, you know, some more ground to truly catch up, you know, what perhaps might we be able to do from an accelerated standpoint to say, what could we do to play maybe a once in a blue moon catch up? And without mentioning the department heads by name, because that's not fair. That's not how we should look at that. I have sat in these chambers on and off for 4 decades, and it's always been well intended. But one area that I had often seen in past is when it comes down to that, oh, we saved 1% on this salary or 2% on that salary. And you go, what, you know, we might have done that. How much is that really affecting the taxpayer? But what is that doing to our internal matrix to make Neenah the quality community that we are? So long-windedness, going to shut my mic off in just a second. The request is if you could take my thoughts, those thoughts into consideration and to share, because I think we could all benefit from that type of an education. And also as to send that signal that, yep, we do care. And I think we always have shown that we have, but this is just another way to say we want to be a part of that system. Right. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0. The next item on the agenda is the regular Plan Commission meeting. Alderman Steiner, is there anything to report on the housing study?
Yeah, just really quick. During the last Plan Commission meeting, we focused further on accessory dwelling units. Community Development provided a really nice overview and presentation, not only of the different options and things that we should think about, but also some potential wording where we could update our municipal code, and it's based on some legislation that has not passed, but at least was going through at the state level. It was being considered. So if they were to ever move forward, we don't know if they will or not, but we were to leverage that, we would be, kind of consistent, assuming it wouldn't radically change. So I think right now, Deputy Director Schmidt is providing some proposed wording, maybe not the next Plan Commission meeting, but maybe the one after that. And then we'll review that, and if that passes, that would then come to council for consideration after that.
Thank you. Alderman Ellis, the report from the Business Improvement District Board.
No report tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Erickson, the report from the Library Board meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. As always, there are positive things to report from the library. This past week, the Friends of the Library's book sale made $9,773. This is the second highest amount that they've made, so that's great news. Upcoming program highlights include Antiques Appraisal with Mike Moran, Saturday, September 13th. There is going to be a presentation from the Historical Society on Prohibition and Temperance Movement in Neenah. That is Thursday, September 19th. There will be a suburban homesteading and Taste of the Harvest presentation at 6:30 on Monday, September 22nd. On Saturday, September 27th, there will be a Dragon Boat and Mooncake Festival. There will be a strolling photo workshop on Tuesday, September 30th. And a cookbook club featuring Indian food Tuesday, September 16th at 6:30. Last night I attended the cookbook club, and the topic was salads. It was really fun. A lot of fun summer salads were there, and we all had a chance to taste them, so that was fun. And then I'd also like to add that the summer lunch wrap-up includes, there were 4,813 lunches served this summer at the library. There were 6,555 attendees. 14 volunteers helped serve, 9 staff supervisors, and 12 staff members also helped. So that was a very popular thing for our community. Circulation at the Neenah Library continues to be strong. In comparison, in July, the Neenah Library circulation was 52,041, Menasha's was 18,814, and Oshkosh's was 43,046. We are the highest circulating library in the Winnifox system. And that concludes my report. Always remember to check out books. Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Alderman Erickson, the report from the Neenah Arts Council.
Thank you, Mayor. The Neenah Arts Council met on August 13th. We had the opportunity to tour the new Boys and Girls Club. It is a great resource for our community, and I hope many children in the community will have a chance to participate and be part of the Neenah Boys and Girls Club, which will open on September 2nd. We were part of the Neenah Night Out event, and we will be also at the Back to School Boogie concert on August 27th, helping with a mural and a kids project. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. Alderman Weber, a report from the Landmarks Commission.
Thank you, Mayor. The minutes from the Landmarks Commission on August 13th will be posted on the city website. 3 key update items. We spent some time on some final tweaks and discussion on the brochure update for the historical landmarks, and hopefully we'll get that to the final draft where we can get some input from the mayor and a few others and staff. And no promises, but maybe in my next update then we can say it's in print. So that's the path we're pushing forward to. The Landmarks Commission is sponsoring the Voyager canoe excursion again for, during the intertribal powwow, which is on September 19th.
13th, I think,
Or,
actually.
yeah, excuse me, September 13th, you're right. And noon to 4, but likely we will start a little bit early. It'll probably overlap a bit with the farmer's market that morning. And then last thing to report is the Wisconsin Historical Society annual meeting is on October 16th and 17th, and a few members will be attending that as well. So that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. Are there any petitions?
No petitions.
Are there any council directives? Is there any unfinished business? I have one item of new business. That is to say happy birthday to Alderman Jeff Linsky. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Is there any additional new business? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
There's a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Thank you. We're adjourned.
The City of Neenah is pleased to provide video recordings of City Council meetings. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.